Good evening, everybody. And tonight, I would like to share with you the storage solution that I have come up with for Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. And essentially, it comes down to the purchase of 2 packs of specific little bit boxes I found off of Amazon. 2 4-packs, they're about $6 a piece, so we're talking $12 to store up your Gloomhaven in a nice, fashionable way that also is going to help you get it to the table faster. It's going to keep everything nice and neat and clean. Now there is, and I also kept the included organizer intact, including the token organizer that's included. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I have come up with. Before we get into all of that, I did want to point out that the box is fully closed, which actually even taking it out of the shrink, it was not completely closed. So yeah, let's just take a look here. It is a fully loaded box, so stuff is really not going to shift around here on you. But on top I have the map. I did this partly because not everything was entirely flush and level, you'll see underneath, but also I think this is fun to open up the box and see something like this instead of the rule books. But essentially the map, which is pretty stiff, and then all the rule books, the sticker sheets for now are just kind of piled in here. I do have the supplemental scenario book and then the regular scenario book offset so that the binders don't pile up on one side. So you just flip one upside down and you're good to go. Okay, so then here there is the well for these 2 things here, but those pushed my my personal minion and monster storage solution up, which pushed this token tray up, threw everything off. So I basically have just laid these out flat. More than likely, I will probably ditch these. I don't use these in my current Gloomhaven campaign. I have the mats with the health and XP trackers built in, so, but you never know. I fit them in there for those of you that don't have a mat like that, but you could easily tuck these over here. And they would probably be fine, but essentially these lay on top there. It's going to keep them nice and flat. They're not going to get bent up. And this, which is odd, I'm so used to so many map tiles, but this is really the only large piece of cardboard, so it's just got to go somewhere. These are the character storage boxes. Obviously they are as is, and these are probably what I will use to keep up with the characters, and I'll just keep handing the other players these boxes and keep their miniatures in those individual tuck boxes. So trying to keep it simple and keep this portable version of Gloomhaven very portable. But here is the token tray, which is included in the box, and it works well. Again, there is some stuff in here that I don't normally use. I don't use the hit point trackers because I prefer using 8-sided dice on my monster stat cards and things. So I may get rid of these, I don't know. Spread out some of this other stuff, because you can see that it fits right up to the point. Even so much, I don't really know why they didn't figure this out, but the way they show you to put this in here in the instruction manual has all of these brush tokens or nest tokens or whatever they are. When you stack them all in there, it sits too high and the lid doesn't close all the way. They run into those, so I actually had to spread these out, the top 2 ones over here. It just seems like they struck out there, they missed something. But this is how they tell you to set it up in the game, and for the most part I think it's going to work pretty well. The coins basically have to go in there, and these have to go in there exactly like that. You can't just dump them in, so you are going to have to keep it a little organized. But there is the token tray, and you can see it still has its space in there. It's a little higher on this side, but as you can see, I was still able to get all of my instruction manuals and the map board in there on its own. So you can see the character boxes, and these little tuck boxes have not been changed. This is the built-in divider. And I have my little standee things here just setting on top. This is what I have purchased off of Amazon. I will put a link in the description below to these. Again, these are about $6 for a pack of 4. I had to get 2, and I have 1 left over, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. So you can see here that 6 of them will easily fit in here. I spread them out a little bit so that I could put the monster cards in with the actual little tokens for the monsters. So my 2 Vermlings are in here. So if I know, and I'll probably put a label on these at some point, if I know that the scenario calls for a Vermling Raider or Vermling Scout, I just pull this box out. I will sleeve these, but you can see that when they're in here, there is enough room, and I'm just going to sleeve them in penny sleeves so they shouldn't be too thick. So you should be able to still get these in there. Or like Monstrosity here, there's actually 2 different monstrosities. Why can't I get this little thing open? There is the rat monstrosity, and then there's the living corpse monster, the blood monstrosity, I think this is called. So they actually share a deck. I guess they won't ever appear out at the same time, but so it makes sense that they go in a little token tray together. I have my 2 imps together because they share a deck of cards. My living spirit and living corpses are in this one. My stone golem, and who did I put with my stone golem? Oh, my pit viper is together in there. The zealot is in here with the bosses. So the zealots were rather large tokens, and then there's 3 bosses. So the zealot cards and the boss cards are in that one. And this last one is going to be the chaos demon and the black sludge, I think it's called. Also, I have these, which I have not read through the instructions yet, actually. And these are not in traditional Gloomhaven, so I'm not really sure what these are going to be used for. If it turns out that these are handy to have out at all times, I may stick them in their character boxes. You know, like there's one for the Void Warden, or the ones for the monsters I'll put in these boxes. But for right now, I just took over one of the little baggies that is included in the game and just tucked it off to the side there. And then I have my cards here. I haven't bothered unwrapping them, but they're not gonna take up any more space. There is this issue with the dividers that stick up a little bit higher than the cards, obviously. I think that these 2 will be okay. With this one, it's not like it gets crushed down because, you know, the weight sits on here. But I'm still worried about this one. I don't see how this one's not going to get crushed. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not too concerned about my divider getting messed up as I am the cards. But the cards should be perfectly safe even with one of these sitting on here. Now, with all of this thrown out there, I did want to show you how these can be used in slightly different ways if you didn't like having to use, say, 7 of them. I actually got all of the monster pieces less the 3 boss tokens or the 3 boss standees into 4 boxes because I originally just ordered a single 4-pack. So if you can imagine, just 4 boxes here. And imagine I got all my standees for my monsters in there. I did not, however, get the cards in there. So, but there is a little extra room, probably not if you're going to sleeve. So you'd probably want to get some sort of, you know, maybe even a baggie for them, and they would stack right here. But if you didn't like having this other stuff laying on top, you could put these down here in the well, which is, I believe, where they were designed to be. Then you could take 2 of these, and this is also a money saver option, and just kind of stack them on top right there like that. They're not turned sideways, they're laying flat. And then these 2 like this. This still allows this token tray to fit in here, and it actually fits even flatter. So now if you took your monster cards, you know, and figured out a way to fit them in there with these, then everything basically lays on top real nicely. Obviously, you're still sticking that right there. So that is an alternative if you only want to have to buy a single pack of these bit boxes. I just personally really liked, I did this with my base Gloomhaven game. I have the cards for the monsters in with the standees. Makes it super simple. I actually even have these cards in the boxes, but I have bigger boxes because it's a much bigger box. So I'm compromising here with Jaws of the Lion and keeping these separate. But that is it. Again, check out the description below for a link to these bit boxes on Amazon. So literally less than $15, or much less, half of that, you know, $6 and change. You can keep everything stored up nicely. The lid's going to shut all the way. You don't have to use baggies, except for these. And I'm still not sure what to do with these, which is why they're in a baggie. But there you have it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this or more coverage of Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night.